and they are catching the virus in the process. They tell me, those Latino voters, that they want to see this vaccination process sped up considerably, and they want information about the vaccine and its safety in English and in Spanish. They also are eager to get a next round of stimulus money. For many Latino families struggling financially here, they feel like that could be make or break for them in the coming days. And frankly, they feel like they are owed this from Biden. Latinos here feel like they are the reason he won the state of Arizona. Maricopa County, as you mentioned, flipped from red to blue. And Latino activists here, they made phone calls, they knocked on doors, and they're the changing face of Arizona and certainly of the county seat here. Take a listen to this conversation that I had with Andrea Cervantes. She is a student at Arizona State University, and both of her parents, who are immigrants, recently caught COVID.
Wow, so they're really optimistic and hopeful for this administration, and I am too, but we just need to remember to hold these people accountable, because it feels like such a relief coming from this past administration to this administration, but I can't hope to feel that maybe something's going to go wrong. So really uniting here with the community and people that I've met and holding these people accountable is what I look forward to.
That cautious optimism that you're hearing from Andrea there is shared by almost everyone that I've spoken to. They say that Latino voters here, business owners, organizers, they are going to be watching the Biden administration very closely over the coming weeks and days, and they're going to be calling them out if they feel like resources don't come here and the pandemic, the circumstances of the pandemic don't change soon, Allison.
So let me ask you this. Maricopa County tweeting about the vaccine rollout. It is recommended to get the second dose of vaccine 21 to 28 days after your first dose. But due to vaccine supply, this might not always be possible. Antonio, I understand the Maricopa Health Department gave you a no comment when you asked what they need for vaccine distribution from the Biden administration, but that the Phoenix mayor's office did speak with you. What did they say?
Yeah, so the office of the mayor of Phoenix was actually eager to speak. And what they told us is what they really want the federal government to hear is that they need money sent directly to the cities. The staff here, even in a city as well-known and big as Phoenix, is strained trying to manage all these processes. And in particular, what they mentioned was they really need support trying to give people rent and mortgage assistance. There are many families here that are unable to make those payments. And those financial challenges are directly related to job losses or hourly wage losses because of the pandemic, Allison.
What else would the Latino community there like to see from the Biden administration? What else have you been hearing in your time there?
Well, you know what I found interesting was almost everyone that I spoke to immediately brought up mask mandates, which of course has been at the top of Biden's mind as well. Because they're the frontline workers and they're in these shops, in these grocery stores, they are exhausted seeing people flout mask rules, come into their places of work without masks on, and expose them to the virus. They feel like they're the community that's getting disproportionately exposed and disrespected when people choose to not follow these rules. And then after that, after talking about the mask mandate, vaccination process, they always bring up immigration policy, which of course the Biden administration has promised to take quick action on, but they're eager to see additional protections for migrant workers, new asylum policies here, as asylum has become almost impossible here in this country over the last several years. And then they also want to see a pathway for citizenship. Here in Arizona, many Latino families, they are of mixed status. And that means that some of these families have not been able to access federal aid, unemployment benefits, and they have children who are often citizens who, when their parents lose work, are not getting food on the table, not getting support. And they hope the Biden administration takes action to make sure that all of these families, all of these people are protected.
Yeah, some really important stuff there. They have needs that are simply not being met. We'll see what happens with this next administration. Antonia, I have to tell you, you know that Vaughn Hilliard is often in Arizona, and we say it when he is there as well. You will never get a more beautiful background in a live shot than you get when you are in Arizona. Absolutely breathtaking.
I know. Everyone's jealous of me today, Allison. But, you know, I'm happy to be in this beautiful, crazy state.
Amazing. It's gorgeous. Thank you so much.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out.
All right, you guys, welcome. Donovan Saadiq show. I just wanted to talk to you guys. I know a lot of you guys are out there watching the football game right now. The Buccaneers are ahead 14-10 against Green Bay. I know a lot of people do not want to see Tom Brady get back to the Super Bowl, but, you know, stranger things have happened, right? Okay, question is, what did you just hear in that video? You've got the Latinos that are going to hold Joe Biden accountable for what he said he was going to do while he was campaigning. So holding his promises that he made during the campaign. A lot of it he has already started to do. He's put it out there, a pathway to citizenship. As you saw, that was one of the last things that was said in the video. So why is it that other groups can demand what they want because they have the political numbers and they have the political discipline and they have the political will? But when Black people ask for things a little bit later, not right now, can't be done. Oh, that's not in the Constitution. We can't do that. But everything that he's doing for the Hispanic community, he could be doing for the Black community. Now, remember this, when the Hispanic community's numbers were lower, what group of people shielded them and brought them into the community and protected them? It was the Black community. They fell under the umbrella of Black and brown, right? LA and all that other good stuff. But the Latino community leadership has always said, we ain't teaming with no Black people. Their interests aren't the same as our interests. But we still have Black politicians that keep saying that. Now, every time I go to the Congressional Black Caucus, you know, I see a bunch of Black people that look like me that don't do anything for me. And then I go to the Hispanic Caucus, and I have yet to see in any of their legislation any Black legislation. But you can go to the Black Caucus and you could see Hispanic legislation. You can see immigration policy. You can see all of these things for everybody else. Oh, Tom Brady just threw a bomb and it touchdown. But anyway, you can see all of these things going on in the Black Caucus by the Black administrators, except Black issues. Now, should I be mad at the Hispanic Caucus for not having Black and a Black agenda? No, they're there to represent their people. But who does more championing for Hispanic issues than Black representatives? Right there is a video that shows exactly what we here in the Black media have been saying about what's going on. Now, I have a friend who was, hey, give him a chance. He just got in office. This man has signed over 172 executive orders or not legislation, but some kind of orders in the last 3 or 4 days, they say. 172, not one of them being Black. Now my friend, who was a big Joe Biden supporter, saying, oh, you know, he's going to do this. And, you know, we've been saying here in the Black media, what's going to change for us? Joe Biden, Donald Trump, what's going to change? Donald Trump did let some Black people out of jail on his way out the door. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not a Trump supporter, but I'm saying if you really think about it, Donald Trump was dealing with immigration and, you know, the Hispanic issue or whatever he was doing, right? And it was bullshit, but he was dealing with that, right? But then when you ask the average Black person, well, what did Trump do to Black people specifically that targeted Black people? And nobody could ever come up with anything. Nope, you know, oh, well, they're shooting Black people in the streets. They were doing that in the Obama administration. Remember that? And then he signed off the blue support legislation or something like that. So, hey, Mr. Hightower, how's it going? So you know, you guys just saw the video. What they're demanding is no different than what we're demanding. So why does it seem like Black people always have an issue with the Black media or a Black person who might not be a Democrat? They want to do something different. They have an issue with that, you know? Hightower says, Latinos are just waiting for Biden to help them officially jump over Black folks. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and here's the thing, Hightower. Yeah, 50% of all Latinos always vote Republican. You got to think about it. These people are mostly Catholic, so they don't believe in abortion, all that other stuff. They're entrepreneurs. So even in this last election, the numbers show 54% of Hispanics voted Democrat, while the other 46% voted Republican. So 11 million illegal people that are here. And this is what I believe. Biden is going to destroy the Democratic Party because those 11 million people, number one, is going to make our numbers less effective as they already are. But I still believe that the Black person is still going to be the dominant demographic in the Democratic Party to get, because like I said, 46% of the Hispanics are going to be voting Republican. So, it's like the Democrats are bringing in people who are going to vote against them. So 11 million people, you're looking at what, 5.5 million new Republicans, basically, brand new Republicans. That are going to come in the country to vote against them. And if Black people start waking up, like we're trying to make them wake up, you're going to lose a lot of Black people, especially if nothing is delivered in this cycle. So a lot of my friends that were like, yeah, we got to get Trump out of there, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you got Trump out. What did you get? What are you getting? I asked simple questions of these people and I say, well, okay, well, we're going to hold him accountable when he gets in office. How do you hold somebody accountable once they have the power? He's in there now. Okay, so, and here's my other question. Now that he's in there, how can you hold him accountable for something you never asked for? Yeah, Hightower, you're absolutely right. And here we are leading the train for the Latino crowd. Whatever we campaign on to help our cause, the Latinos are right there pulling on the coattails for the handouts. Exactly. Think about this. And you're absolutely right. I'm glad you hit that point, because 11 million Latinos, illegals, are now going to come in and take advantage of our tax dollars in the food stamps and the free housing, the free education, and all the perks of getting, the disadvantaged people helping, and the social safety net. So now all of those people are going to take federal dollars that we've paid. They haven't even paid any taxes. They haven't paid no taxes. And I know somebody's going to come on here, some Negro troll is going to come on here and say, well, when they go to the store, they buy something, they're paying taxes. That ain't what we're talking about. Okay. In general, they are not paying taxes. Everything with them is cash and carry, and they send it back to the home state of Mexico. So these people are going to come here, didn't pay into the social safety net, and they are going to take a bigger chunk out of our tax dollars of people that are here legally for the benefit of themselves, to start their businesses, to get themselves going. Free healthcare, tuition, all that other good stuff. Exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen. And again, I ask Black people, how do you hold Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to anything when they didn't promise you anything? You didn't ask for nothing. So how do you hold them accountable to anything? Then you got those Negroes out there that say, well, you didn't even vote for him, so you shouldn't say a damn thing. Let's see. I served 24 years in the military. And because I did that, it doesn't mean a damn thing if I voted for them or not. I voted my interests and he's supposed to be everybody's president. So whatever I'm entitled to, oh, I'm going to get, because you don't have to be in the military to get to vote and, you know, and earn your benefits and all that other stuff, right? See, and I love the way Negroes defend white supremacy. I love it. I love the way they defend it. And they keep saying that they're not defending it, but they are defending white supremacy, because everything we have said so far has come true, and it's coming true. How do you explain that? How do you explain all of the executive orders that are being signed for the LGBTQ, the Latinos, the Hispanics, whatever, and yet you guys heard the meeting. Joe Biden said, well, for you niggers, it's unconstitutional. Can't do it. I can't sign anything for you specifically. And then Hightower says, tell me this. How can an illegal cross the border and not even 2 years be in a 300,000 K home? Exactly. Supposedly barely making $3 an hour where they came from. See, the problem, Hightower, is you are critically thinking. That is a detrimental threat to any Democrat, okay? But we got Black folks here and born here, been on jobs for over 20 years and can't even get a small business loan, let alone a home loan. That is what we've been trying to tell people. Think about, I mean, this isn't really hard stuff. You know, our problem is we keep electing Black people who've been there for 30 plus years that don't do anything for Black people. I think that's the main problem. We've got to stop voting these people in office. We need term limits and all that other good stuff. So, but don't want to be on here too long, and we're going to get back to this a little bit later. But I just wanted to remind you guys, the Demetra K Show is usually here on the West Coast. It's usually at 3 p.m. Demetra is on vacation, so she is gone for the day. She's actually here in California. Matter of fact, I'm going to go meet her at an event. It's a drive-by event for her niece, and we're probably going to stop and chat it up real quick. And we talked earlier this morning, but the Demetra K Show will not be on today, but we will be back. She will be back next week, and she will be on the War Zone on Tuesday as she's, you know, visiting her father and all that other good stuff like that. But Hightower and everybody that's watching this, you just saw the video. You just saw the video, and they are demanding the same thing that we're demanding, but we can't seem to get it done. The Democrats can't seem to deliver it, but they seem to deliver it for other groups. And Hightower says, I'm here in Texas, and I'm Texas born, and these Mexicans are buying up land in acres homes, a historically Black neighborhood. Yes, that's what's happening here. The city that I live in was a military community, right? You know, white folks that had moved out of the LA County area and stuff like that. I mean, we got mountains, snow, the rivers, you know, we're out in the desert area, Riverside, near Palm Springs, right? Kind of affluent type situation, right? The gentrification out of LA, this is basically now a Hispanic town. This town is almost 65% Hispanic. I'm one of the last Black people in my neighborhood, and the gentrification is real. You know, I don't have a problem with them taking over, because where I live, I'm the block captain. I've lived here, you know, longer than anybody else. We're the original owners of this home. Home was built in 1980. And oh, you lived in Corona, so you know exactly. You know what's going on. I mean, they're making Black folks leave, and there was a video where they're talking about the mass exodus of Black people out of Southern California, because it's becoming so damn expensive that people are saying, you know what, it's not even worth it. Especially with the jobs that they're creating, a lot of the really lucrative jobs. You know, remember McDonnell Douglas and Boeing and all the things. All of that's gone. All of that's gone. Yeah, and you know, people are going into Diamond Bar. Snoop Dogg has a house in Diamond Bar and all that other stuff, and he moved out of Long Beach. But even Diamond Bar now is being gentrified by the Asians and the Hispanics, and the Black folks are leaving. And I mean, it is really hard to see Black folks here. So, because it's not worth it. If you think about it, the only thing that we have here, and I'm not sure how long ago did you leave, but you probably left when you saw the warehouses coming into the Inland Empire from the San Pedro Piers, when they started bringing the warehouses out here, and all you see is trucks, you know? Oh, okay. Look at that, small world, small world. So that's what's going on here, and it's you look at your Maxine Waters, you look at these representatives, and you're just like, they always have an excuse for what they can't do. Okay, I'm not worried about Joe Biden. I'm worried about, let's say, the California Assembly. Where are the jobs? Oh yeah, you got out just, oh man, you got out when that just after the housing crash, and started over, which is, and I know for a damn well you are living a better life than you did here, the better life than you did here. It's just sad, but you don't see too many Black people anymore, and the ones that you see, it's just a sad situation. I mean, we literally now, because of the jobs being lost and stuff, there are young girls out there soliciting prostitution. It is so bad that the DA of LA stopped enforcing the solicitation of prostitution, so the girls could be out there selling whatever they want to sell, right? They're still arresting the Johns and the pimps, but they're not harassing the girls, which I think it never made sense to me to arrest the girls to begin with. But yeah, the better school districts and stuff like that. Yeah. And see, here's another thing a lot of people don't understand. We have a lot of Hispanics here that, come from over the border. They don't speak English as their primary language. Their children are enrolled in the schools, and because they can't speak English very well, it slows down the curriculum for the other native students. And we're having a problem here in Moreno Valley. That's where I live, by the Air Force Base. We have one of the worst school districts ever. And it wasn't like that until a big influx of, the Hispanic community that can't speak English came into the school district. So, and then of course you have the LA Hispanics that came out, and now you have carjackings, home invasions and stuff. And I talk about that on my other show in regards to informing people. You could take the person out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the person. So, they're bringing their LA mentality with them. I mean, I've never seen so many cars on the street. It's like being in LA here. My neighbor, a brand new neighbor, because my white neighbors got the hell out of town. They had been here for years, got the hell out of town. 8, 9 cars in a 4-bedroom house. Multi-generational, as we know. It's just a sad thing. So, but anyway, hey, I got to go run and go do this. I'm driving over to Eastvale, down by Corona. You remember where the Eastvale is, right there in Norco. And going to go to this drive-by birthday party and give this little girl a gift and meet up with Dimitri K. But there's the video. And they are doing no different than what the Black media has been trying to tell you guys and wake you guys up. So, oh yeah, that's where you live too? Awesome, brother, awesome. I'm going to be on a little bit later, so check for me then. We got to chat it up, brother. We got to chat it up. I'd really like to know, the difference of how you're living now, versus when you were here. And, I'm very sure you're a lot stress-free. You don't have that yellow in your eye that most Black men have, just for being Black in the United States. But so you guys, again, thanks for tuning in. Dimitri K, we will be back next week. Dimitri K will be back next week. And I'm going to come back and show you another video in regards to Joe Biden and whatever. But real quick, before I forget, my friend that was like, hey, give him a chance. He's only been in there a day. He's now talking about, I hope, Joe Biden. See how the narrative changed? I hope. What was, well, give him a chance. Wait, first of it was, we got to get Trump out of there. Da, da, da. Okay, Trump is out. Now, a week has gone by. All of these things have been signed. And it was like, well, he just got in there. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days have passed. They still sign stuff on Saturdays and Sundays and shit. And, now his narrative is, I hope. I hope Joe Biden does. I hope Joe Biden does. We tried to warn you. I'm Donovan, Saadiq, you guys, from the Dimitri K Show and from the War Zone. We'll see you guys soon. Later on this evening, I'll put another post up. You guys have a great day. The Buccaneers are up 21-10. 21-10. So if you guys are watching the game, 21-10. Enjoy.